All right, we're live on Twitch.
Okay.
So you can stop saying those stupid things that you've been saying nonstop.
I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. You're being real bad at Twitch.
I am?
Yeah, you're not. You're just looking at your phones.
I was trying to
You're like
set
at a
up.
party.
I was trying to set up the Twitch feed so I can see the.
Oh, hi. Oh, you gotta turn that volume down. Oh my gosh. What time is it? Amateur hour.
Is it peanut butter jelly time? Oh.
Yeah, it didn't really translate
Okay.
to anything, did it?
No.
What time is it? Amateur hour? Nobody says that.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Amateur time?
It's not that it's your house that makes me this uncomfortable. It's just the way I'm sitting.
Yeah. You know what makes me uncomfortable? Adult onset eczema.
Yeah, boy. You want to talk about that on the podcast? People might be disgusted.
I don't want to talk about it. I just don't love it. It's a thing I'm dealing with, and it affects my reading.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. You tell us when you're ready.
I'm good.
And I mean all of us.
I'm absolutely good.
The
Hi,
guinea
everyone.
pig. Myself.
Yeah.
This is the only time I use this mode on my Blue Yeti.
It's just you and me?
Yeah.
Podcasting up a storm?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We are.
Okay.
Okay.
What episode number is this?
This is 194.
Okay.
I've got it. I'm going to get it back. I'm going to get it back in just a second.
Do you want me to slap you across the face?
No.
Okay.
I guess not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Good thing I did this. We almost screwed everything up. I guess I almost screwed everything up. You tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Peach.
Why'd you...
The Princess Peach.
I
Of Mario.
get it.
Specifically Mario 2, I would say.
look like Princess Peach from Mario 2.
Princess Toadstool.
Princess Toadstool.
Yeah.
She's the only one I really care about.
Yeah, because she can float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Mario 2.
So it's not really her who has floating abilities, it's just her dress.
I guess.
Anybody could wear that dress and they would float.
Luigi. What about
Luigi has
Luigi,
real
though?
skills.
Luigi's
He's like, yeah.
It's funny.
Luigi's like floating via his feet skill.
Yeah.
Kind of becomes Yoshi's thing.
Yeah, I guess it does.
So that's too bad.
Why didn't they ever incorporate any of those powers in any other Mario-related things, do you think?
Because it's not really a Mario game.
Well, I know that, but
I
now
think
it
that's
is.
just it. Yeah, but I think Nintendo might be a little bit too proud.
Ain't too proud to beg.
No, they probably are. Do you need a thing to lean that up against? Because I
No,
got
it
this
just
sweet
keeps-
container of Jurassic
It's
Park.
fine. It just keeps shutting off. I want to be able to see people's comments, but maybe it's just not in the cards today. Hey, in
Jurassic
the cards.
Park trading cards.
Here. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Come what may.
Did you do this? Did you make my dinosaurs look like they were doing stuff to each other?
No,
Okay, but it seems like a thing you would do.
it absolutely does.
So,
But
I
I
got a
didn't-
hole in my sock. My toenail just caught on the rug, and
Is
now
this-
I want to
is
cut
this
my
you
toe
getting
off.
into the mojo?
No, this is how I stream all the time.
Really?
No.
No. Okay.
All right, let's record.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, you tell me when
I
you
keep
can
telling you, I'm
relax.
good to go. I'm relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling good.
Mm-hmm. This is what every car ride is like with Nick. You think you're having a conversation with them, and then you turn over, and he's just spinning his phone around for no
get
reason,
that.
like a sign spinner.
Okay.
And you're like, stop it,
No,
Nick.
I'm good.
Okay. Are you really good?
Yes.
All right. You all prepared? Somebody here? No, those are just dogs. All right. Let's do this. Oh, something wet. Welcome to episode 194 of the All the Books Show, recorded at... No!
Oh.
Normally recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library, but this time recorded at my house.
At Eric's house.
Yeah.
And
my
the address
sweet
is...
side room.
Can I give the address?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we're in Eric's den. Are we calling it a den?
I don't really call it anything.
You don't call it
I just call it the side room.
Side room.
Because
We're in Eric's side room.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of magic happens in this side room.
Yeah, guinea pig magic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Guinea pig magic sounds like a cleaning device. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be
like you
nice.
put it in the guinea pig cage and it like Roomba's
oh my
everything.
goodness. I would love that.
Would you?
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, maybe I invented something. Anyway, I'm Nick Gunning,
I'm Eric Mickles.
and here we are at Eric's house.
Yeah, we talk book news, author news, and literary news.
Yeah. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the 1982 novel Battlefield Earth
Oh boy.
by one L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
So we can
This
get
is
in.
Nick's fault.
It is.
I guess it's my
We can
fault.
get into the who's and whys of why we're talking about this during the spotlight.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about because I read all 1,000 pages.
Oh my word.
Of Battlefield Earth.
You're talking to the camera,
Yeah.
but the microphone is the other direction.
Well, there was hand motions
Yeah.
and stuff.
No, I
wanted
got it.
them to see. I'll adjust.
no, it's okay.
No,
You're a showman, if nothing
am.
else.
I am.
You're this generation's Hugh Jackman.
isn't Hugh Jackman this generation's Hugh Jackman? I guess he's a generation above me, though. He's probably my dad's age. How old is he?
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
I'll look that up right now.
You don't know how old Hugh Jackman is?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I have
This
to keep
is
some
pitiful.
distance, otherwise I become that fan who thinks we're friends just because I know things about them.
You are that person.
But we would never be
Fully.
friends, me and Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
He was born, oh my gosh, he's 50 years old. He's
Oh.
turning 51 this October.
Younger than my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a
Right.
little bit younger than you as well.
Yeah, slightly younger than I am. Also,
Nick is older than his dad.
I'm not. That's not possible. Not even in the
Through
world.
getting pig magic.
Not even in the world of Battlefield Earth could
that
that be
a thing?
accomplished.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's open up the old books, check on the bookmarks, see what we've been up to.
Okay.
You want to go first? You want me to?
I can go first because I have read absolutely nothing.
Oh no.
Yeah. It has been a busy week.
You have
for
a
this guy.
podcast coming out every 15 minutes now. Is that correct?
Maybe. It feels like it sometimes. No, I looked. I'm like, I had to at least read a comic. No,
You didn't.
I didn't read anything.
That's sad.
You're sad.
Oh, sorry. I mean, it's not sad. Good for you.
I grabbed a copy of Neuromancer, though,
Take back the
so I
night.
can reread
Oh, William Gibson's Neuromancer for our
Yeah.
sci-fi book club.
it. Yeah, I don't think you have to keep leaning into the microphone.
It's for emphasis.
Yeah, I think it's now I'm gonna have to like volume control that.
Please don't.
Yeah,
I
where
want
it
it
is,
to be
it's
that.
good.
I want it to be that way it is. All right, here are some things that
What?
I finished.
I saw Detective Pikachu though.
I just saw Detective Pikachu too. Let's do this. Go on.
All right.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
I was at the Charcoal Corral and the guy was like, on our first screen, Detective Pokemon. And we were like, oh
boy.
no,
Yeah.
it's not that.
Yeah.
Thought I lost my wallet? Didn't.
Oh,
Found
good.
it.
Yeah. Let's.
Boy,
I'm sorry. It's a different setting. You gotta. It's different.
I
Things.
guess
this
so.
picks up every little thing.
I'm not allowed to do anything
Yeah.
in this new setting. Okay.
I saw Detective Pikachu, and unlike you, I actually understood what I was seeing
Yeah.
on screen.
Yeah.
Were you just confused, or did you just
No.
not care?
I wasn't confused. I guess, as I was watching it, I was like, boy, if I knew anything about these Pokemon that kept like popping up, and I'd be like, oh, there's the one who does that thing he's doing, and I would have liked it. But as is, I didn't really. I don't know. I was a little underwhelmed. I was a little bored by
Okay.
it. I don't think there's enough for somebody who knows nothing about Pokemon to go into and watch it. But
Okay.
what do I know?
I liked it.
I'm glad.
I had a good time. I
I'm
saw
glad.
Charizard,
Yeah.
which makes me happy.
My son fell asleep instantly,
Yeah,
but it was late.
yeah. I was definitely kind of like I knew what I was gonna see when I went in there, but I was
Yeah.
still kind of like, holy crap!
Yeah.
When they were just the city and they're just Pokemon walking around. I'm
everywhere.
like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. They've done it. They built the Pokemon City.
Yep.
I like Justice Smith for the most part. I liked Ryan Reynolds for the most part. I felt like he wasn't. I was afraid he was going to be Deadpool playing Pikachu, but he seemed
Yes.
pretty low key. The jokes weren't like, oh, this reminds me of
Yeah.
Deadpool.
It was different
Is what
enough,
he would
but I
say.
sort of feel like he does need a little bit of a change from.
I felt like there was more heart in his
Oh
performance.
yeah, there was more heart, but I
So.
think like he's really like shoehorning himself into this like snarky role
Yeah, I
without
think he did
any
that back in
kind of.
2004.
No, I know, but he used to like deviate from that every now and then, but now it's just like joke machine kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, not everybody saw Life. If you wanted,
I did see Life.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah. What's that one?
Very upsetting
Did
movie.
we watch Safe House together?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
we did
did.
see Safe House with
Yeah.
Denzel Washington
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, we
That's
did.
an odd pairing.
It is. Yeah.
So Denzel probably was slumming it for that, I
Probably,
guess. Or Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds just got lucky.
I guess.
So, was that good? Wasn't very good,
Safe
was
House.
it?
You know what? One I kind of like
Mm-hmm.
is what is it called? The one with Chris Pine and Denzel, Unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's from that like
Yeah.
that like late 2000s.
If I knew anything about trains, though, then I probably would have cared.
You probably
But I was
might
just
have.
like, I don't know what I'm looking
You didn't
at.
know about the trains, and so it didn't
So,
work.
it's
for
funny because my wife actually said about Detective Pikachu that she was kind of like, they keep saying all these things, but we know who they are. So, like, when Flareon's on screen, Pikachu's like, Flareon, nice. And she's like, we know who Flareon is. And
I don't.
yeah, I know. Sorry, everybody.
Oh my gosh.
I keep telling them. But I liked it, and I actually think if you're a little less grumpy than Nick about Pokemon,
I wasn't
you
grumpy
could
about
make
it.
through it.
I was
So,
excited to see it. I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be like funny. I loved all the previews. I've even played Pokemon Sun with my son.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just didn't really do it for me. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't begrudge anybody who likes it.
who likes Detective Pikachu or
Yeah.
Pokemon Sun?
I didn't think it was like bad. It just wasn't for me.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay.
All
We also saw Batman Forever, but we'll save that for
Yeah.
a later date.
right. I haven't read anything. Go on.
Okay. Let's see. I finished a few things. Let me take a look. See here. I finished Star Trek Seize the Fire, and I was not a fan. So Several years back, Star Trek did this trilogy called Destiny, Star Trek Destiny. And that was great. It encompassed like all of the Next Gen era characters on different ships and different things going on. A huge event, very successful. I liked it a lot. This is part of the Typhon Pact, and I
remember you talking about that.
I don't like it. I don't like it so far. This was really just a Titan book.
Right.
Riker ship the Titan. It's not fun. It's like the whole thing with Titan is that the characters are super diverse, which is good. You know, I'm not saying that's bad. It's just the way they make them diverse is in really kind of goofy ways. Like the counselor on his ship is described as a small blue teddy bear. The engineer is basically an ostrich who has cybernetic implants to make him smart.
Okay.
The doctor is a velociraptor.
Is this Star Wars? What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. It's just too much. It's just too much, and you don't get like the characters that you're there for. So I
is
wouldn't
everybody
have,
a Muppet?
It was called. I think it's Typhoon Pack.
Typhoon Pack sees the fire.
You know, if it would have just been like, guess what? This is a Titan novel. I don't think I would have read it, but they kind of fooled me with the tie-in. But anyway, wasn't for me. I read James Patterson and his co-author. Do you have the co-author there in front of you? I don't know what it is. Anyway, the Cornwalls are gone.
It's James Patterson.
Yes.
And hold on, my laptop is so slow.
Oh, okay.
Give me a second.
I could have kept talking.
This
while
is
you
real
did this,
time.
but,
Yeah.
oh,
All right.
okay.
James Patterson and Brendan DuBois.
Okay.
DuBois.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I don't like it. I didn't like this book. I would have stopped reading it, but it was on audio, and I kept being in situations where I was like, oh, I can play a little bit of that book, or I was driving or whatever. So I did end up finishing it. I don't know. It was just kind of paint my numbers. I didn't like it. It didn't do anything unique. The characters weren't really that good. I would
Did you
not
say paint by numbers or paint my numbers?
paint by numbers.
Paint my numbers sounds like a really funny, like, romantic comedy.
Oh yeah.
So go on.
Yeah. Anyway, it was, I don't know, it was formulaic and dumb, and that's usually kind of what you expect with James Patterson, but usually they're like action-packed and kind of
James
fun.
Patterson the benefit of the doubt more often than you do other authors, I find.
Well, I guess because like there's just no pretense with James Patterson. He's
That's
like,
true, yeah.
hey everybody, you want a stupid thriller? Here it is. You don't like this one? Wait
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We were at Applebee's,
But
and there was a commercial on during a, like, 4 or 5 p.m. repeat of
Yeah.
Bones.
Yeah.
And it was James Patterson talking about, like, 18th Confession.
Yeah.
And it's just, I didn't know
Yeah.
he needed that.
James Patterson is sort of like Facebook. Like, why are you running ads?
That's true,
Everyone knows
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
But I mean, I guess 5 p.m. Bones,
Yeah.
you probably know your audience
That's
there.
true. That is
So,
true. James
Our
Patterson was
grandparents.
the man himself was a recurring character on the show Castle. But
Is that true?
it is true.
Wow.
I know. I also read Falcon, Fight or Flight. This is one of the junior series that we have over in the not the young adult section, the junior series section.
Yeah.
It's written for probably the 8 to 12-year-old range. It was about Sam Wilson, the Falcon, temporarily being in charge of the Avengers. I read it with my son.
Looks like there's a lot of Ultrons on the cover.
There are a lot of Ultrons. My son liked it. I thought the Avengers, to get their point across, acted like little tiny baby brats in a way that was just like, well, that's unbelievable. But
Sure.
anyway, I read that. I'm still reading Titan's Hunt, which is not grabbing me. And then I'm reading I'm a Believer by Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, it's a lot more what I was hoping the Nesmith autobiography
So
would be.
this is his, like, biography?
Mickey's, yeah.
Yes, Mickey's biography, but he's also talking about... He does talk about the monkeys.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He does. He's talked a lot about non-monkey things, but he's also talking about the monkeys themselves and like group dynamics within the monkeys. So it's fun. I like it.
Okay.
And I've seen Mickey a couple times in concerts and, you know, like on interviews or whatever.
Right.
And the book is written in such a, it's so true to like the Mickey voice.
Are
So it's
you,
kind of fun.
Nick Gunning, learning things about the monkeys?
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, I don't know much about their 80s reunion.
Oh.
Like MTV started airing the Monkees like nonstop because they just needed programming, and suddenly everybody was like crazy for the Monkees again. So Mickey and Peter recorded a couple of songs, and Davey refused, and Nez was off doing something else.
Right.
And those were super popular. And then they did the album Pool It, which sold pretty well in the 80s. But then like basically Davey didn't really want to do it, and so it all just kind of fell apart. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know much about that, so that was interesting, and I didn't know much about Mickey's youth.
All right.
He did a 3-season show called Circus Boy, where he was a
the
boy
circus
who
boy?
lived in a circus and rode around on an elephant.
All right. Because you read like a Beatles book like once every other month, But
No.
what is there?
It's a common misconception.
What is there to learn?
I
for
have
you
not
at this
read
point?
very many Beatles books.
You've read so many.
I haven't.
Compared to most people, you have read many
I don't think
Beatles
so.
books.
I don't think so.
What is?
I've only read one Beatles biography.
Uh-huh.
I've not read a Paul McCartney autobiography.
Okay.
I read one John Lennon biography,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. No, I read one called Revolver, about the book Revolver. That's it.
Okay.
And this is only my second Monkees book, and this is the first to talk about the Monkees.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I guess that's it for me.
Okay.
Did I mention Batman Forever? Because I saw it.
Yeah, we can't talk about that yet, though.
Cool.
All right, so that's what we've read.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna get to. I was started The Consuming Fire by John Scalzi.
Yeah.
But I haven't read it since I read the prologue. But now I got to read Neuromancer.
Breaking news.
What?
My brother, Steven Van Valkenburg,
Yeah.
regular guest on the podcast,
Yeah.
just let me know that Denny's is now serving crepes. So we should make a plan to go get crepes at Denny's. Are you in?
I don't.
You don't
think I
wanna-
like crepes.
They're very thin pancakes.
Yeah.
It's like a thin pancake.
Wouldn't
at
you
Denny's.
want a fluffier pancake?
You could go that route.
No, I know you could.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want that?
It's possible.
Huh.
You could.
Okay.
All right.
Funny.
Thank you.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is that exciting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. I love Denny's. I'm a good Denny's breakfast.
All right.
Yep. All right, let's turn it over to the old New York Times bestseller list.
Yeah, but not the hardcover fiction
Book news.
this year.
Why not?
This year? Oh my gosh, what's going on with my brain today?
Why aren't we doing the hardcover?
It's the same as it's always been.
Stagnant.
And young adult as well. I looked at it, I'm like, we haven't done young adult in forever, but it's still the same.
Yeah.
But in a crazy turn of events,
Yeah.
the hardcover nonfiction is not political.
Let's do it.
It's not all politics.
Let's get this party started.
So looks like people wanted to change a pace. There is some consistency in what we're going to read. But let's check it out. So this is the New York Times bestsellers list for hardcover nonfiction.
Well,
and
I'm so excited.
At number 10 is Bad Blood by John Carreyrou. The rise and fall of the biotech startup Theranos. I don't know anything about that.
Well, you could learn it by reading the book Bad Blood.
Yeah. This is also maybe the novelization of the Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
So that's all I could find for covers for a while.
Okay.
So, but I eventually found the right cover.
I'm glad you did.
Number 9 is Nanaville. This is where all our nanas go.
Oh.
No. Nanaville by Anna Quindell. The Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist observes the joys of being a grandmother.
Nana.
I guess pass on that one. For
Nana
me.
was the dog from Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Italian grandmother, we refer to her as Nana.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do.
Oh, she's still with us.
Yeah.
Hi, Nana.
She's going to be at your funeral.
She listens with a meatball in her hand. Eat.
Yeah. Well, that's not too far from the truth.
Okay.
I have tried to turn away so many chicken parm subs
Couldn't
from her.
do it?
Yeah. It's impossible.
Wow.
I'm
for her.
full is not an option.
What do you have to say?
You just either have to
You
eat,
just keep eating it or you walk out
put
the
door,
door?
on your sibling's plate,
Yeah.
or say, I'll take it to go.
Ah.
And that's the best you can do.
A very clever
So,
deception.
Yeah, there have been many
Ah.
moments where I've pushed the food over to my sister's plate and been like, Erin hasn't finished it. And if she threatens to tell my Nana that I put my food on her plate, I'll say, does Nana know about your tattoo? And then it's all quiet.
Then it's on.
Yep.
We got a message here that says we look crazy. Do we look crazy in this? Is it because we're so low on the floor?
Maybe.
Okay. Well,
We're kind of sitting on the floor like...
to each his own.
We're having like a slumber party.
Yeah.
And we're talking about which boys are super dumb.
Slumber party podcast.
Yeah.
Did you prank call at slumber parties? Did you ever like call girls and stuff?
No, but one time I was at my friend's house and they called a girl I liked and told her that I liked her.
Yowza.
But it was on her answering machine.
One time it was my friend's older sister's birthday and he got to have a friend come over. And so he invited me.
Okay.
And then he got in trouble for doing something and his parents made him go to his room and I stayed with the girls.
Wow. All right.
With apologies to Dan Manson.
I'm trying. Look, can I read the second one?
Yes, please. I would love it if you would.
This is book 8, Shortest Way Home by Peter Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Memoir by current mayor of South Bend, Indianapolis, and the first openly gay Democrat candidate to run for president of the United States.
Yep.
What's next?
Buttigieg.
I don't know how to tell him to
That's how you say
and
the
away
last name.
everybody. That will actually cause him to stop. But number 7 is The Matriarch by Susan Page, a biography of the former First Lady Barbara Bush, based on interviews and her private diaries.
Ooh,
oh, jeez.
Look out.
Yeah, be careful with those.
Yeah.
So. That Dan Quayle is so
Perfect.
good looking today.
Just in time for Mother's Day. You have this as a Mother's Day read.
Yeah. Yeah, when's Dan Quayle's birthday?
Dan Quayle's... I don't know. He doesn't know either.
All right, number
Poor
6.
guy.
Maybe You Should Talk to Somebody by Lori Gottlieb. A psychotherapist gains unexpected insights when she becomes another therapist patient. That also sounds like a thriller.
It does sound like a
So
thriller.
I would prefer that, I think, over this one.
Right.
So this one's just going to learn that she has mother issues. The other one's like, wait, I murdered mother?
That'd be a good title.
I murdered mother?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, Life Will Be the Death of Me by Chelsea Handler. Handler? The comedian chronicles going into therapy and becoming an advocate for change. So, I've been doing that for my whole life.
I guess so.
Nobody's ever given me a book deal.
Well, let me give it a try.
Which one?
Get a book deal, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Too good for a book deal?
No, I'm not too good for a book deal.
Okay.
The Moment of Lift. 2 weeks on this list at number 4. Melinda Gates.
It was just a pointer. Just to take it or leave it. It's up to
She
you.
brought the money into that relationship?
I don't know.
Number 3, The Second Mountain by David Brooks. A New York Times op-ed? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Oh, op-ed?
Yeah.
O-P-ed?
Op-ed.
Op-ed.
Yeah.
Columnist espouses having an outward focus to attain a meaningful life. None of that really meant anything to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Number 2. Oh, this has been here forever. Educated. It's been here for 63 weeks.
Yeah. Is that Sarah Westover?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tara Westover, the daughter of a survivalist, leaves home for university and becomes the movie Hana.
Really? What a twist.
Yeah.
I actually bought...
Nobody becomes the movie Hana.
Okay. I bought the audiobook for this as well because it's been very popular. So we have it in audio and hardcover.
And, oh, yeah, you got there first.
Yeah.
And then number 1 is Becoming by Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. Boy, you know what? This is breaking our system because it's on Overdrive or Libby where you can get audiobooks and ebooks at your convenience. And there are so many holds on it.
Right.
It kind of maxes out. It tells you the wait time on Overdrive, and it'll be like about 6 months. But this is just like more than 6 months because there's like hundreds of holds on it.
Nice.
That's all. The end of the story.
Well, Becoming by Michelle Obama, the former First Lady describes how she balanced work, family, and her husband's political ascent. I almost read political accent, and I was like, I wonder what that is.
His political accent.
Yeah. What a political accent is.
JFK had one.
No, I think he just had a Boston accent.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I don't think he got that from politics.
From politics, sure.
Did Bobby Kennedy have the same accent?
Yeah, but he was also in politics.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did Jackie Kennedy sound like? Did she have a Boston accent?
Hers
I've seen an interview with her.
she had like a more upper crusty kind of
okay.
accent. Yeah.
Sure. So, are you saying the Boston accent is not an upper crust accent?
Hold on, I have to take a call. What? Hello?
All right. Well, that's the hardcover nonfiction.
Well, it was underwhelming.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's all full of first ladies and
yeah, you're right.
People going to therapy.
It was full of therapy and first ladies.
Yeah.
I will remind our listeners that the Nebula Awards will be announced soon.
How soon?
In the coming weeks.
Just put you on
in the coming weeks.
Spotlight.
So we're going to be talking about that in a couple of weeks. So take a look at that over at the Nebula's website. I have all the short stories that I keep meaning to like sit down and read through. And
do I have that too?
You
sent
do.
Me that.
I did send it to you. Yeah.
Shoot.
A lot of the short stories nominated for the Nebula are also on the Hugo list. So 2 birds with 1 stone on that. But that'll be coming up. We'll be talking about that in the coming weeks.
Woo!
So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Is it spotlight time? Are you ready?
Yeah. Which song do we use for this one? For book spotlight.
I don't think
we
have
don't really
one.
have one. So
no, we don't.
Sorry.
You want your guitar is right there.
I think it's out of tune at the moment.
Do you want to play something for us?
I could just hum something.
Do
and
it.
You could
Yeah.
sing it.
Hum
I'll
it.
just do a tune.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's a book spotlight. It's a book spotlight. It's a book spotlight. Book spotlight.
That was a little bit of author spotlight.
Yeah, it was a little bit of author spotlight.
Ben is alive and well in this.
Okay. Well, folks, as we mentioned at the top of the show, our topic for this week is going to be L. Ron Hubbard's magnum opus.
Is it? Not the one that founded a religion?
I think like novel-wise, this is the one. He does have a 10-volume sci-fi series from like the 50s, and he hadn't written sci-fi in a really long time when he wrote Battlefield Earth. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Battlefield Earth. Battlefield Earth, which has a pretty negative reputation these days, I would say.
Yes.
Due in large part because of the movie.
The John Travolta film.
The John Travolta film. What do you got? Tell me a little bit about the creation of...
The creation?
Well, just,
Well, like
give me
Nick
some
said,
response, that sort of thing.
This is 1982. The full title is Battlefield Earth, a saga of the year 3000.
And boy, is it.
Now, there is politics around this, as you would imagine.
Yeah.
But this is not the foundation of those politics, and we probably won't talk too much about those.
Yes.
The book was reissued in 2000 with a new cover in connection with the release of the film adaptation, which they probably regretted printing those.
I think so.
Those real quick. However, according to Nielsen Bookscan, Battlefield Earth sold 29,000 copies between 2001 and 2005.
Yeah.
So either a certain group was buying 30,000 copies to up the game and keep it on the list, which is a theory people have, or it was just weirdly popular at that time.
Well, do you have some contemporary reviews in front of you there? Because
I can tell you at the time it received mostly negative reviews.
Okay.
The book, let's see, so the Economist called Battlefield Earth an unsubtle saga, atrociously written, windy, and out of control. Analog, the science fiction magazine, criticized a wish-fulfillment fantasy who's wholly populated by the most one-dimensional of cardboard characters. And, yeah, I mean, they're all pretty much the same. So they call them klutzy and whatnot. And then you have some praises. Magazine of Fantasy and Sci-Fi says rather good, fast-paced, often fascinating sci-fi adventure yarn. But the positive reviews are current, I guess, the big ones.
Okay.
There's a long one that Neil Gaiman said, and I just had it.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, so Neil Gaiman, right here, right now, we've got... No, I've lost it completely. Oh, here he is.
I like how you turned into Ed Sullivan.
He was in... He
right
said
here,
in the magazine.
right
Yeah,
now.
I know. In Image magazine, he said, "For value for money, I have to recommend L. Ron Hubbard's massive Battlefield Earth. Over 1,000 pages of thrills, spills, vicious aliens, noble humans. Is mankind an endangered species? Will handsome and heroic Johnny Goodboy Tyler win Earth back from the 9-foot-tall Cyclos? A tribute to the days of pulp. I found it unputdownable, and all for $2.95.
Yeah.
Frederick Pohl says, I read Battlefield Earth straight through in one sitting.
Oh my gosh.
Although it's immense.
No, you didn't.
Fascinated
no,
by
you
it.
didn't. Can I just say?
Kevin J. Anderson, he writes a lot of Star Wars and Star Trek?
He does. He doesn't write Star Trek, but he writes a lot of Star Wars.
Says, Battlefield Earth is like a 12-hour Indiana Jones marathon. Non-stop and fast-paced. Every chapter has a big bang adventure. And then you also have... Robert Hyland saying, Battlefield Earth is a terrific story. The carefully and underplayed comedy I found delicious. A masterpiece.
Yeah, and Robert Hyland of Starship Troopers and many other things.
Yeah. Brandon Sanderson, who's a big name in fantasy these days, says, pulse-pounding, mile-a-minute sci-fi action adventure that does not stop. It is a masterpiece of popular adventure science fiction. So, Brandon Sanderson loves his world building. Mm-hmm. Is that... why you think he likes this? I mean, 1,000 pages, you better have some world building.
Well, okay, look. Let me just preface this by saying, for us to have this discussion, I'm going to need to spoil this book. All right? I haven't watched the movie yet. Sorry. All right, that's all right. I think but just some of the things I'm going to have to spoil so that we can talk about it, all right? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I don't think it's that there's a ton of world building in it. What I think, somebody said something about Indiana Jones, and I don't think Indiana Jones is a perfect...
That was Kevin J. Anderson.
Okay, I don't think it's a perfect analogy for it, but when you look at what the spirit of Indiana Jones is, like trying to go for that pulpy, like high adventure, almost over the top kind of feel,
right?
Like of an old serial, it does have that. It definitely has that. To the criticisms that it's poorly written, I think that's fair. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think you would go away from that and be like, wow, that was really a well-crafted story. But, like, it works. You know what I mean? Like, if you're ready to just, like, go for the ride, it works. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about the plot. First of all, the movie, which is universally
Panned.
Hated.
Yes.
I think everybody but John Travolta and maybe Kelly Preston hate this movie. And that, I think, has really, like, killed any resurgence in the book. Because, I'll tell you...
Also, the novel of Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask had the same deal.
Yeah.
As I was reading this book, and there were 1,000 pages,
Yep.
as I was reading this book, I kept thinking, like, if somebody... put a budget behind this and made like a multi-season or even just like it's never gonna happen, right. But if they made like a multi-season show or even like, you know, an 8-episode miniseries or something, you could do it. I mean, there is a lot here because I disagree with the wooden characters because I think while they are the characters kind of fit into archetypes, they also subvert that a little bit in some sort of clever ways.
Right.
So I was never bored. I was impatient at times. The movie covers probably the first 400 pages of the book.
Snap.
So, like, if you've seen the movie or what you know of the movie, you can kiss that all goodbye. Right. Like, about page 450 or so. And the second half plus of the book deals with an entirely different paradigm. Right. So, let me give you a broad overview of the plot. Okay. All right. Everybody just settle in. All right. It's 1,000 pages. and this.
Keep in mind,
this is going to take a minute.
The book Dune, which is also like 1,000 pages.
Here's the thing. Here's why I won't say hate. Dune is not for me. Right. Okay. Dune. Every 5 seconds, you have to look to the glossary and be like, what's a flirschmack? Yeah. Because there's a lot of flirschmacks in this scene. I don't know what they are.
You have to use your flirschmack at least twice a day, otherwise you're going to get cavities.
Well, I know that now because I looked in the glossary. But this is set on Earth 1,000 years from now. So there's a lot of things that you're already kind of like, oh, yeah, I know what a stapler is, you know. So you have a lot of that. And it's very narrow for the first half. You have a very few primary characters. And so it really takes you through, like, following just Johnny's journey. All right? So the movie's only the first half. They were planning to make a second half, and they never did because obviously it tanked big time. And it makes sense to me that they stopped where they did because I honestly don't know what you do with the second half. But here we go. You have the Cyclos. Turl is the main character, and Turl is on Earth. And he's basically like a low-level administrator, kind of working under like a local governor, basically overseeing the strip mining, essentially, of Earth. Okay, so like Earth has been destroyed.
Like tigers?
There was no tigers in the book.
Oh,
Earth has been destroyed. There's really
Oh, that was stripe mining.
Yeah. From the Cyclos standpoint. If there are people left, there's so few that it's not an issue, right? So Turl is up here. He's got a bad attitude. Like, he doesn't really like his bosses. He doesn't really like his job. But he's working... I know. But he's working on a plan to basically embezzle. Because...
What?
Yes. When the Cyclos die... They have to send the bodies back, all right?
Okay.
And so they send them back in a coffin.
Right.
So Turl's plan, in a nutshell, there's a lot more to it, is to... do his job while also pocketing lots of gold, sticking it in coffins, and then going back to his home planet, digging the coffins up, and grave robbing his dead friends.
What?
Yeah. All right. So this is what Turl's up to, right? So that's all going on over in, like, you know, their base on Earth. And they can't breathe on Earth, so they have special, like, apparatuses, which is what you see see Travolta wearing and all these things. So that's happening one way, all right? Jump to a little village, all right, with a guy burying his father. Oh. And it's a small village. Johnny Goodboy Tyler, his real name, is our hero.
Okay.
His father's just died. Johnny is not content staying in his village. And they're all kind of like, well, you know, life sucks, but we're just going to see it through. Nothing else is out there. This is it. Right. Our village is the only place where life is. You can't go anywhere else. Meanwhile, they're all sterile. They're not having kids anymore. Oh, no. They're not in bad health, but they're dying off, you know. And Johnny had always wanted to go, but his dad was like, no. Dad dies. Johnny's like, screw it. I'm going to go out and explore this world. His girlfriend, Chrissy, is like...
So he's Johnny Goodboy.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend is Chrissy.
Yeah.
And this is the year 3000.
Year 3000.
Okay.
So Chrissy is like, don't leave. And Johnny's like, I have to. And she's like, okay, fine. But if you go, I will come after you in 1 year. And he was like, don't do it. And she's like, I'm going to do it. And he's like, please don't. She's like, I will. So Johnny saddles up Windsplitter, his horse, and heads out.
Okay.
And they're in like a valley, so he's trying to get over the hill and see what else is going on. So Johnny sets off on his own, right?
Right.
And he's going along, trot, trot, trot,
Okay.
And here we have no context of where we are, or really like what time it is, what part of the world they're in. He's going along, and he falls through glass.
Oh, no.
And he doesn't understand what glass is.
Right.
Doesn't understand how he's like inside a room. Mm-hmm. And he's looking all around. He's like, what is this? And then he starts to see like remnants of society. And he'd always been told everybody
like
in his
cooker?
village. Yeah. I mean, pretty much. Everybody in his village had been told like, that's it. There was never, this is it. And so when he's finding that society used to creep out beyond that, he's intrigued. So he keeps going and he finds a city. So he's looking in the city. He finds a library. Libraries are very key in this.
That's good.
And finds like, he's kind of putting together language based on what he knows and what's in the books. And he's starting to kind of like see this. Meanwhile, Turl, monitoring the city, is like, what's that? Right?
Pointing at Johnny Goodboy.
Pointing at Johnny Goodboy Tyler.
Tyler.
Is his last name. Johnny Goodboy Tyler. Yeah. So Turl is like, oh, well, Papa Turl needs some of this action. So he goes down, captures Johnny easily, right?
Right, sure.
So then Johnny is Turl's captive. And here's the thing. The Cyclos are trying to use some of what's left on Earth to do what they need to do. But they can't breathe on Earth. It's very cumbersome. It's difficult. So Turl gets this idea that if he keeps Johnny, he can have Johnny do the difficult stuff, right?
Ah, yeah, sure.
So, meanwhile, Johnny is there, and because he has to learn how to use the devices and things, he gets all this access where he understands the language, they can communicate, he understands the context of like the world and what happened. So he needs this information. So that encourages him to stay.
Right,
with
like
Turl.
Tarzan.
Yeah, basically.
Or Ariel of the Mermaid.
Yeah. So he decides that like he's going to stay. So Turl continues to manipulate him. They hate each other, but they both sort of like need each other.
Right.
Meanwhile, Turl gets some leverage on his boss and is like, look, I could turn you in, you'd be killed, and you'd lose everything, but I'm not going to.
Right.
So you can keep your job, but you have no power. I have all the power now.
Okay.
Questions?
It just sounds like Turl is working in like a 1950s advertising agency.
Yeah.
Embezzling, blackmailing his boss with pictures.
You're right.
Just...
I can't fault you. You're right. All right. So then, so that's basically
I got the Johnny Goodboy account. I want to
So-
raise.
So Johnny works his way up. So he's learning how to fly. He's using these old
Learning how to fly a
like
ship.
like a plane.
Okay.
Yeah. He can fly their ships. He can fly Earth ships. He's getting all this information, right? And so Turl's kind of like, this is not good. He's getting too much.
Too much, sure.
I need to rein this in, right? And so, meanwhile, Turl's monitoring the village. A year has passed. Chrissy sets out.
Chrissy Snow from Three's Company goes looking for Johnny.
Johnny, meanwhile...
John Ritter. Good boy.
Johnny, meanwhile, has made friends with Kerr, who is a Cyclo.
Is Johnny, meanwhile, his brother?
No. Who is Johnny's size.
Right.
And he's kind of ostracized for being small. And so they kind of work up a friendship. And
Johnny's small.
No. Kerr, I think it's Kerr, is Johnny's size.
He's one of the Cyclos.
Yes, but he's
small.
He's human size, right? All right, so Turl kind of sees that this is happening. Johnny buys a gun from Kerr, or he thinks he does.
Right.
And he goes to this library where Chrissy is because Turl set this up. Right. He pulls the gun on Turl's like, I'm going to kill you. And Turl's like, no, because I gave you the gun. This is a trap. You've been trapped.
Oh, man.
So he takes Chrissy and her little sister and puts exploding collars on them.
Oh,
and
boy.
it's basically like, all right, Johnny, go out into the world. But if you're not back every day by this time, if you go too far, boom, they dead. All right, so now he's got his leverage back.
Right.
They need more people.
Meanwhile, Turl's sleeping with the secretary.
Yeah, that happens.
Is that true?
Yeah. Anyway, so they need more people.
Why are you always on Earth so long? Oh, late hours.
And so Turl's like, we got to find civilization. We got to find a pocket of civilization. And so in Scotland, there's a whole tribe. And so Johnny's like, let me go talk to the people first. And then he does the classic, like, I'm Johnny Goodboy Tyler. There's a big jerk of a monster up there. Everybody pretend like they're scared of him. Right. And together, we're going to turn the tables on these people. And the Scots are like, sweet. You know, they rechristen him Johnny Mac Tyler, and they call him Mac Tyler for the rest of the book.
Okay.
So Robert the Fox is kind of the leader of the Scots.
Robert the Fox.
Yes. So he and Johnny kind of form this coalition with the other Scots. And
is everybody someone the something?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, Robert the Fox and Johnny become partners.
Right.
The Chrissy and her sister are trapped in the cage.
Spoil this for me now.
Yes.
Is he Johnny Goodboy because somebody finds like a tape of Johnny Be Good?
There's no reason.
Okay, so Johnny Be Good does not play into Johnny Goodboy.
Does not play into it.
Okay.
So, all right, skipping ahead a little bit. Basically, the Johnny and the Scots find an abandoned military base, which was sealed when the devastation happened. So everything inside is still okay because it hasn't had oxygen or anything to it. It's been preserved. So they're like, sweet, now we can turn the tables, right? Uh-huh. And so lots and lots and lots of stuff happens. And here's why maybe I will not spoil it.
Okay.
Right? But the tables turn.
Okay.
And Johnny and the humans are basically in power.
Ooh.
And you learn that maybe the Cyclos don't have it as together as they claim, and maybe their home planet is not that
it's
great.
It's always a facade, but then like as soon as your dad dies, you realize you never really talked to him enough, and you just don't have it together at all. You go out and chop wood. Meanwhile, your wife is like, "Do you want to talk to your mom?" And you just chop wood for like an hour.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So anyway, that's the end of what the movie covers.
That's the end of book 1?
Pretty much. Okay. It's never spelled out as book 1. Now here's what happens, okay?
Okay.
Cyclos are kind of out of the picture. You have the ones who are still on the planets. Right. And again, I'm cutting some things out so there's still mystery, so it doesn't...
Okay, yeah.
But what happens is the humans kind of come together, and Johnny doesn't want to be like the king of Earth. You know what I mean? He wants to go out...
work.
Yeah. He wants to go out and basically like keep adventuring.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. So
are there animals
this
still
guy
around?
Named Brown? Yeah, there's still animals.
So like if he goes out and explores, is there going to be a bear, or is it like a mutant 3,000 years from now?
He might find a bear. He might find a bear. So Johnny goes out and is kind of exploring, and he's with the Scots and everything, and they're going around. Right. Meanwhile, Brown goes and Brown Limper is his name. Okay. Pretty much becomes. He sneakily and quickly consolidates power.
Sure, good.
And kind of creates like a government and is basically like, hey, I'm the president of Earth.
Okay.
Right? Meanwhile, the rest of the world is sort of like, oh, things are going on Earth. And then this bank...
Okay.
Did I lose you?
No,
the bank, which holds the mortgage on Earth...
Okay, so it's a space bank.
It's a space bank that owns Earth.
Are you sure this isn't Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy at this point?
I'm not positive.
Or is Earth ready for demolition to make way for a space wave?
Basically, they're trying to get... Brown Johnny's out doing this thing.
They're going to foreclose on Earth.
Yes! Brown wants to buy the planet back, right?
Sure.
So they have to take over the loan that the Cyclos had out.
Right, but you need...
So Turl, who's depowered, is like, okay, I'll help you. Here's a contract that he made. Mm-hmm. And... So he goes and...
What do they put up for collateral?
Just gold. Just all their gold.
All of Australia.
Yeah.
Gold.
That's what they want.
So the space bank
takes gold.
Still cares about gold.
They want gold, yes. So Turl's like, yeah, I'll help you.
There's enough gold on Earth to fight back a mortgage in space?
A space
on the planet?
Mortgage, yes. And so Brown comes up with this plan to buy Earth back from Turl, which is total crap. Turl's just taking the money, and he's going to ride a coffin out of here, okay? Meanwhile, they've decided to make currency, and they put Johnny's picture on it so that people will be like, oh, Johnny, we know him.
Paper currency.
Yes.
For Earth or for space bank?
For Earth. And so Johnny's picture's on the currency, and then finally he sees it, and he's
Hold
like,
on,
what the
you
heck?
have enough gold
to
offer it up as collateral to a space bank.
It's not enough gold.
And yet, we're still deciding to use
paper money.
Metaphorical money.
Yes. So that they can control it. All right. So Johnny starts to get a whiff of like, this political stuff is happening. Meanwhile, Brown and Turl kind of form a little alliance because they need each other, and Johnny's not having it. The Scots are still loyal to Johnny, but now there's basically like kind of a civil war between like the gross politicians of Earth and Johnny and like the good people.
Right. Meanwhile, New Mexico is being sued for having a monopoly on banana farms.
Yeah, pretty much. And so then there's this whole thing, like at least 100 pages on space banking. All right.
Okay.
And there becomes a big thing that's like, who owns Earth? Right. And they can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. This is where things kind of go off the rails. And you're like,
This is where things go off the rails.
You're like, let's just establish that this is...
Right.
Let's just establish what
Johnny Goodboy's out
Earth
in the wilderness, tries to use his debit card.
Pretty much.
And they're like, I'm sorry, sir. It's not, try the chip.
So Earth basically gets a free and clear title. And then somebody has to just like buy it from the bank. And there's enough gold on Earth to do this.
Earth.
And so
there's enough gold on Earth to buy Earth.
Yes, you got it. And so basically, that's kind of where things are going. Mm-hmm. Johnny has kids. but he's not happy, and so he just kind of...
He wants to be an adventurer, now he's tied down.
He just kind of vanishes, and there's stories of Johnny's adventures that continue on. Battlefield Earth. Did you like it?
I mean,
What'd you think?
I was in.
Were you transfixed?
Yeah, it seemed like every moment, there was something.
This is what I'm saying.
So
this is what I'm saying about this book.
The Moon files a class action lawsuit on Brazil.
It becomes pretty nonsensical, but even in the parts where they're just talking about, like, well, who owns Earth? And how are we going to finance Earth?
Right.
It's still kind of interesting. So, like, I'm not a huge sci-fi reader, but I read this whole thing. I
like how I asked you about if it has world building.
Yeah.
And you said not really.
Yeah.
And then you just talked about how there's hundreds of pages on space banks.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I guess you're right. That's world building. I guess it's confusing because it's Earth and they're picking up the pieces of Earth and using that going forward.
Yeah.
So look, I recommend this book. I think that you would dig it. I think a lot of people out there would like it. I know there's a lot of like talk about its connections to Scientology because of L. Ron Hubbard, I assume.
You assume?
Yeah, but I mean, like, within the book, the only thing I could pick up was their utter disdain for psychology, which is like a well-known Scientology view. But other than that, I didn't pick up on anything, and it certainly didn't like change my feelings about the book, which I just took solely as like, here's a sci-fi book from the 80s, you know? So I think if you can divorce yourself from the reputation that it has because of the movie, and if you're not freaked out by the page count, I think it's a good story. I think it's worth reading.
All right. You did read it.
I know.
Nobody told you to.
I know.
Nobody made you.
Should we talk about why?
Okay.
All right.
I don't want to use this podcast as a platform for
I know,
extracurricular
but I read
activities,
Battlefield Earth.
But you did read Battlefield Earth for this.
Yeah.
So I have started a podcast network called Radio Meanwhile, and you can find that at radiomeanwhile.com.
Yeah.
And one of the podcasts we have on there is called Three Nice Things. And basically we watch movies with bad reputations, and then we are forced to come up with three nice things to say about that movie.
Yes. So
Nick is going to be on, along with Crystal Storm, who is another streamer and sci-fi author.
Yeah.
So the three of us are going to watch Battlefield Earth, the movie, and then come together, and then we all have to come up with three nice things to say about this terrible movie, which I think, last I checked, had a 3% by critics.
That is rough. Yes, well, this will be my debut on your Radio Meanwhile network on anything.
Yeah.
Eric asked me to do this one because of my love for John Travolta, which
I provided a list of
fully
4
claim.
movies, and you suggested Battlefield Earth because Travolta. For you specifically, yeah.
And then so I was like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if I read Battlefield Earth? And Eric was like, please don't do that. It's like, don't do that. No one's asking you to do that. No one wants you to do that. But you know what?
You did it.
I read Battlefield Earth. So you can consider this part one of our conversation on Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
We're going to continue over on Three Nice Things, which you can find just anywhere, right?
Yeah, it's on
just search
everything.
3 Nice Things. Okay. So we're going to record that episode this weekend. That's going to come out, next week as we record?
That's going to come out next Monday, whatever that is.
So we're going to talk all about the movie, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the comparison between the book
Nick
to movie.
will be the only one on the show who can talk about that. So.
And I'm kind of curious how me having read and enjoyed the book is going to affect my viewing of the movie, because
you're the only one whose nice things are going to be, well, it was pretty accurate to the book.
That's true. Because here's the thing. Sometimes when you like the book and you watch the movie, you just spend the whole time being like, well, that's not like it. Well, that's not like it.
Yeah.
But it could be, like, because I understand the full context, things might happen that I will understand that you and Crystal Storm won't.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
that's true.
Anyway, thanks for listening to part 1 of Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the movie over on Radio Meanwhile's Three Nice Things.
Yep.
So I hope you can tune in for that as well. Any questions about Battlefield Earth, Eric? Anything I can answer for you?
Do you imagine it's going to fit into a 2-hour movie in the year 2000?
It's only the first. It's only the first half, and I kind of wish that it had a more distinct like end of book 1. Because some books do that actually. Like, I think that pacing wise, it would have been nice to sort of be like, you've completed this, now move on.
Yeah.
So honestly,
you know?
I think what's in those first 400 pages would make a really compelling story.
All right.
So I think it's certainly possible, but I think
did you listen to Space Jazz, the soundtrack of the book Battlefield Earth?
You know what?
Which was created by the author.
If I had known that was a thing, you can bet I would have listened to it.
He called it space jazz.
Yeah.
And then later on, they're like, we'll just call it the soundtrack to Battlefield Earth.
That's better.
Yeah,
I
don't know why they didn't do that.
It is available. It's out there. I haven't listened to it.
Apparently, though, it is a jazz album.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you, having read the book, that this book would have a jazz-themed soundtrack?
No, I don't really see that. I don't see that at all.
Well,
what I will say about the characters, and really, there's a lot of supporting characters, but your main characters are Turl and Johnny. Mm-hmm. I think that they are both actually very good characters. Mm-hmm. Turl is a villain, and he's kind of a stereotypical, like, mustache twirling, like, evil for evil's sake.
Sure.
But
he sounds like the bad guy from the Flintstones movie.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, he's not an idiot, which is what makes him different. Like, he understands that, like, he needs to use Johnny. He understands that he's got to give Johnny just enough freedom to make it work, you know? So I think because of that, it makes their dynamic just really compelling to read, because they hate each other.
Right.
They need each other, and they're constantly trying to give the other one enough to keep them on the hook.
I'm sure the movie will have that subtlety.
Yeah, neither one of them can just walk away, you know? So, I mean, for me, that kept me going.
Okay.
That kept me going. Even with some of the sections that drag. And really, it wasn't until the second half and all the banking where I felt like, okay, I'm ready for this to move a little bit.
All right.
First, probably 700 pages, I was never impatient, which says a lot. But
all right.
Anyway.
That was Nick's review and summary of the book Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
Part 1, I guess.
Words I thought you'd never say.
Yeah.
But here we have said it.
And then we'll be over at 3 Nice Things to talk about.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this movie, but I am excited to talk about it.
You know what happens? I get excited to watch these movies because I think this will be fun.
Yeah.
But then I remember while watching the movie, these movies are bad because they're not fun.
Right.
That's why people hate them.
Yeah.
If they were fun, they would have a better reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Because I got something that's been requested of us.
Oh,
so
okay.
Hang out here and vamp for a second.
I certainly will. Well, I can tell you about library news that we have coming up. The Sci-Fi Book Club is currently reading William Gibson's Neuromancer, which I've never read. Eric read it quite a while ago and didn't like it, so we're doing that this time. We're going to read that. That's the end of the month of May. After that, we're going to start James S.A. Corey's Leviathan Wakes, the first in the Expanse series. So that's a book that I've always wanted to read. I never have, so it's kind of nice to be able to do that. So I hope you can join us for both of those events. And this is...
Here's your bowl and your spoon.
Vitamin D milk.
Yeah, my doctors always suggest I have whole milk.
Wow.
I mean, they also suggest that to babies.
If you give this a good shake, you have butter. That's
so,
what you have right now.
One thing Nick and I eat a lot of is, and like I buy a bag and then he'll walk them, is watermelon, Sour Patch watermelon.
That's true.
And, oh boy, this smells. I bought us a box of Sour Patch Kids cereal.
Oh my gosh.
And it has been requested by one of our listeners.
Let me smell it.
Yeah, smell that box. It has been requested that we do an on-air tasting.
Can I point out to everyone, I was not included in this decision. I did not know this was here.
Oh,
I
boy.
did not know this was going to happen.
If you're just listening and not watching the video that we put on YouTube,
yeah,
they do look like little Sour Patch Kids, but like kind of like Cheeto, like they're stretched out.
I mean, they smell horrible.
So Sour Patch Kids flavored cereal with milk.
I mean, one thing you don't want is...
Oh my god.
It's potent.
As soon as the milk
it's potent.
It's just...
It is noxious.
Wow, it just smells like like ice cream.
I'm gonna take a big bite. You gotta take a big bite. Are you ready?
It's just so many colors.
Take a big bite.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, gross. Oh, gross. That was too big.
It's... Okay, here's the thing. It's Fruity Pebbles. No, not Fruity Pebbles.
It's like Fruit Loops.
It's Fruit Loops. Wow. But then it has a really weird aftertaste.
Like a weird sour kick. I mean, exactly what you'd expect, I guess. Why are we doing this? Who wanted this to happen? Why am I taking a second bite?
This was for Dreamy Warrior. One of our listeners goes by the name of Dreamy Warrior.
Hi, Dreamy Warrior.
You okay? Where are you going?
So I just want to get a close-up look here. Look at this.
Ugh.
Everybody looking at this?
Oh, gosh. It looks bad on the camera.
Oh.
So, yeah, listeners, wow. When you're done with the bite, your mouth is just kind of...
It doesn't feel good. No, it's a bad feeling.
Oh, no, I laughed. I think I got a piece of Sour Patch Kids cereal up my nose. Oh.
Yeah.
This,
You know what? This...
I was about to say, this is some of the worst cereal I've ever had in my life.
It definitely is. I don't think I've ever had a worse cereal.
Oh my gosh. I can't do anymore.
You know what?
What?
Third bite.
Oh, boy. Well, there you go. All the books review does not approve the sour... Who is this? Post? Who does Fruit Loops?
Post.
Yeah.
No. Fruity Pebbles is Post.
Oh, this is bad.
Fruit Loops at Kellogg's.
Ooh. All right, well, it's over with. We've done it. All right.
That was bad. That was bad. I didn't like it.
Yeah. Sorry, man. You're a trooper, though.
Hey, thank you.
You talked about Battlefield Earth and ate some Sour Patch Water.
Things I do for these podcasts.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, now I'm just gonna go get some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Pour them in a bowl, and then we'll pour some milk
over it and see how that works.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. What about library news then?
I did it. I did it while you were out.
Oh.
Anything you want to add?
We're watching the My Hero Academia movie at teen night.
Nice.
As soon as it was added to the collection, it already had a hold, so I had to put a hold on it right after that.
Okay.
Now it has a hold on it after that.
Popular.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we're doing our 1,000 books before kindergarten. I'm sorry, I'm so full of Sour Patch
The
Kids cereal.
Sour Patch Kids cereals messed with you, man.
1,000 books before kindergarten program over in the children's room, and the focus of that is to just read books to your kids. It helps with all sorts of vocabulary and I'm too much Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
I can't talk. It's a good program.
Yeah.
Helps kids. We're trying to make it real simple for you.
Yeah.
So I hope you can join us for that.
It's like if somebody took the bubblegum ice cream and made it out of cardboard.
I need like a piece of pizza or something to make this stop.
No, I don't. That's the teen photo show is over.
Yeah.
Was that over?
Thank you to all of our contestants for that.
That's why I haven't done anything from last week. And
I know.
I'm pretty
50.
tired.
What? We had 52 entries, right?
We had a lot of
That's
photos.
great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Our thanks to all the schools who participated, all the teens who brought their work.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah, we had a lot of kids we had more kids this year coming independently to class, so that was nice too.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah,
well done. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you. Well, first, join us over on Three Nice Things for the conclusion of our Battlefield Earth discussion. Yeah. And we'll be right back here at the All the Books Show for episode 195. We'll see you next week.
Woo! All right, that's the podcast. And now we're still on stream.
That cereal
was the worst thing you've ever had.
Was like eating a plate of garbage.
All right. We'll head up then.
It was like garbage.
All right. Bye, everybody.